championships.
Well, he finished the season as a kind of a shell of himself as far as this, trying to get in there and not, to help the team out. They brought him back late. I think they brought him back the right way, but he just ran out of time as far as his development goes. But this will be an interesting match. Vollaro, a big 280-pound man, and he's got you can see the size difference between these two, and kind of a little bit of what we talked about in the last match. I mean, this is not one that you want to get right under and attack the hips straight on. You want to hit the angle and attack below the knee. And the Lehigh wrestler has some size, some good footwork, and he's a big man, and you don't want to be underneath that strength. So.
Vollaro probably close to that limit of 285, and Nick Nevills around 260. Nevills is a 3-time state champion in California and third. His team, Clovis, led by Steve Terrapelli. His assistant Adam, his son, was a national champion for Illinois. They won 4 straight championships during Nick Nevills' time at heavyweight.
And he's got the full array. He can attack below the knee, he can attack above the knee, and he also has a pretty good array of upper body moves. Good freestyle background is Nevills.
Already this year, he's beaten a couple of ranked wrestlers. Nathan Butler, Stanford, ranked number 10. Appalachian State's heavyweight as well, 6-0. Lost last year at Lehigh, not Vollaro, who was not wrestling, Max Wessel. So he's got his own agenda, Nick Neville does, trying to get a win for the first time against the Mountain Hawks.
Touch and go action there by Nevills with that little left arm to that leg that has the knee pad of Vollaro. And I think, these guys, again, you have to do something. You saw what McCutcheon was able to do. He was able to work the head real hard, but not only put your hand on the head, but work it, all right? And go back to that, you see the shrug there that Nevills is doing. You got to make the big man react if you want to do that. And if you're the big man, Vollaro, you want to be able to go ahead and have Nevills take a straight-on shot where he's popping right into your hips and then be able to spin around behind him, or a snatch single. Usually you don't like to, most of the 280-pound guys are usually not very good at going to their knees and coming back up. It's just a lot for them to do. So you see more snatch type of attacks where they stay on their feet and able to attack the knee.
Neither heavyweight able to get in, and it's going to end 0-0 at the end of the first period. We're at heavyweights, and speaking of heavyweight, we're going to have a heavyweight that knows a thing or two about championships. Kyle Snyder, Ohio State's heavyweight. It's Ohio State and Missouri on Thursday, BTN. That's going to be a great meet. Last year, Missouri beat Ohio State, 2 highly ranked programs. Kyle Snyder, Olympic gold medalist. Jaden Cox, Olympic bronze medalist, 197.
Yeah, having those 2 guys in that weight class, I mean, it's pretty well, there's probably no time I've seen in the last probably 10 years or so where you've had so many guys that could have the potential to be going undefeated all the way through the season. There are, maybe 7 or 8 guys that could possibly do it this year, and of course those 2 are 2 of the best.
Heavyweight in the Big Ten, tough. Wisconsin's got a good one. Connor Medberry, who took an Olympic red year last year, just got a lot better. He won the Cliff Keen over Ty Waltz last night. So Wisconsin's heavyweight, Medberry, maybe I'll have something to say about Kyle Snyder going undefeated.
It's good work by Nevills there to get that 38 seconds worth of riding time. Again, if you're in a 0-0 match in these college matches and you want to stay with guys, make them work. All right, good work. Nice job with that front trip. I love that front trip right there. When you got a guy that has his nose over his toes like that, that's the way to go. You go forward. So too many guys try to lift a guy up, waste a bunch of energy, or do a back heel trip when it's not there. That front trip is just, And look what it's done to him. It's kept him all on his belly. It's really difficult to come off of that. You junior high wrestlers at home or high school wrestlers, look at that really closely. You know, follow that. You know, the guy's got his nose over his toes on the near side there. Hit that front trip. It really works good. And what's good about it is you can kind of stay in the top position right there and control the clock.
Hold green until I tell you. Red, set. On top, green. Set.
Off the ankle pick. Gets the count going and immediately moves to flatten Vollaro out. Again, this is what you need to do. Scoops that near leg up. And if you're in the bottom position in the situation, you got to get your hips, instead of, you know, see how his left hip is over his left ankle? All right, it's got to be the opposite of that. You got to put more weight back into the man. And now when you switch into an ankle ride, it's like putting a saddle on yourself.
Great ride by Nick Nevills, the sophomore, getting his opportunity as a healthy heavyweight for Penn State. The Clovis High School product, looking really good early this year.
This crowd appreciates the effort he was putting in there in that 2-minute exchange. In a lot of ways, you know, riding is like the running game in football. You wear the guy down, wear the other team down.
Our Cliff Keen outstanding wrestler is Bo Nickel, 184 pounds, 7 wins, 7 pins, and he got a big one here. Cliff Keen, built for life. He's our Cliff Keen outstanding wrestler, Bo Nickel.
Stand up there, and that's effectively a 2-point lead with the riding time. Of course, Vollaro can get it back with a takedown in a ride-out situation, at least riding it down 48 seconds. But you know, the likelihood of that from what we've seen so far. There's a snatch single, right? Roll through attempt.
Nice job with that snatch single there. Real sticky when he gets his hands on the legs. Nick Neville, a takedown, goes out in front 3-0. He's got riding time, looking good.
When you're giving up weight like that, is stay in the top position, make the guy earn those escapes, and all of a sudden he's much easier to take down in the next period.
Nick Neville wasn't just a great wrestler, he's a football player. He was the California Athlete of the Year. All athletes his senior year in California.
Wow, that's over 700 high schools. At least that have wrestling. That's just counting the ones that have wrestling.
Yeah, right. And he was named it's been given since the 30s, the award, and he was named the California Athlete of the Year his senior year, Nick Nevills.
Wow, what an honor.
42 seconds left in regulation. Nevills out front 3-0, riding time effectively. He's all locked in, so Nevills has a 4-point lead. And
he'll try to suck him back, but you know, Vollaro's not going to play nice with that. There's a nice low single. Comes up, elbow deep. And he's got that lock elbow deep, and he's going to attack the far leg. He's going to pop his head up on the other side, gets the takedown, and maybe even back points. The crowd is appreciative of that effort right there. Let him up. He's having fun out there. And do one more time. Yep. Again, you didn't see a lot of this in the first period because he just took the appropriate amount of time to wear Vollaro down and stayed out of his strengths, and you can see why.
Takedown. Nevills doesn't get the major, but he certainly was thinking about it. Takedown for Vollaro, but the win for Nick Nevills, and 3 more points on the board for Penn State. So that's 30-10. Nick Nevills, your winner at heavyweight. Once again, the final from Bryce Jordan Center. Penn State 30. Lehigh 10. Women's hoops is coming up next. UMBC at Maryland.